Assalamualaikum. So today, my group will present and explain about our database. But firstly, let me read the case first. This case is about Rosita Muhammad Ali, a 46-year-old housewife who made headlines for abusing her Indonesian maid in 2016. Is put behind bars after the Court of Appeal dismisses her bid to set aside her 8-year jail sentence for committing the offence. She is initially charged with attempted murder at the Petaling Jaya Session Court, but it is later reduced to voluntarily causing grievous hurt, to which she pleads guilty. She is let off with a good behaviour bond of 5 years with a surety of Rm20,000 ringgit, which results in a public outcry. Next, I would like to explain about the name of the case. This case involved public prosecutor against Rosita Muhammad Ali. The number of the case is 43-20-03 and it was conducted by Judge Abdul Majid Judge Court. Then I would like to explain about place. This case was held at Court of Appeal, which located in Shah Alam, Selangor.
Next, for the details about our appellant in this case, which are Rosita binti Muhammad Ali. She is 46 years old. Currently, she doesn't work and a housewife. This 46 years old housewife, who had made the headlines for abusing her Indonesian maid back in 2016, was finally put behind bars after the Court of Appeal dismissed her bid to set aside her 8 years jail sentence for committing the offence after she pled guilty for the crime. She pled guilty to the lesser offence and admitting causing multiple injuries. Now, Rosita binti Muhammad Ali will begin her jail service time in Kajang Women's Prison. Next is for the respondent. The respondent side is represented by the public prosecutor. His role is to respond and rebut all of the behalf of the appellant side, which are the Indonesian maid side. Then for the fines, despite the severity of the offence, the Petaling Jaya Section Court Judge Muhammad Mohzani Mokhtar let her off without any jail time and only bound her over in the sum of 20,000 ringgit to be of a good behaviour for 5 years. Kamaluddin in his judgment said that the Rosita's appeal had no merit at the High Court, has jurisdiction to review the sentence of a good behaviour bond of 20,000 ringgit for 5 years initially imposed on her by the Session Court.
Based on court judgment, the appellant, Datin Rosita Muhammad Ali, is initially charged with attempted murder on her Indonesian maid at the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court. The Datin, she was accused of committing the crime at PJ Street, Mutiara Damansara between 7 a.m. and 12 p.m. on December 21st. Charged with attempted murder at the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court and can be proved by the bruises at the maid's body. The charge falls under Section 307 of the Penal Code, which provides for lifetime imprisonment or 20 years jail, but worst case scenario, death penalty, if she is found guilty. However, in this case, she didn't plead the fifth and confessed about her abusive actions against the maid which let her off lightly. The original outcome would be worse for her if she didn't plead her guilty throughout the actions against the maid. In this case, the outcome for Datin Rosita Muhammad Ali is laid off with a good behaviour bond of 5 years with a fine of Rm20k. The good behaviour consists of reporting herself to the nearest police station once a month, and her passport must be surrendered to the court until the trial is over.
First of all, I will talk about the case. The name of this case is Public Prosecutor versus Rosita Muhammad Ali. Next is the defendant. The defendant of this case is Rosita Muhammad Ali, which is a 46-year-old housewife who made headlines for abusing her Indonesian maid in 2016. Is put behind bars after the Court of Appeal dismisses her bid to set aside her 8-year jail sentence for committing the offence. Next is the plaintiff. The plaintiff of this case is the Indonesian maid represented by public prosecutor. Next is the court. The type of the court is session court, which is she is initially charged with attempted murder at the Petaling Jaya Session Court.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Zulaika binti Nizwal Hisham with matric number 063740 and I am one among the 9 members of the group. I'm going to present about 4 of the 11 information components that we address in the question for this to-do project that were assigned to our group. The following presentation slide is the result of finding the information component content in this case. Firstly, fines are the first component. The fine imposed to the accused Puan Rosita has been lowered by the Petaling Jaya Sessions Court to 20,000 ringgit Malaysia. Secondly, sentence is the second component. Mrs. Rosita was sentenced to 8 years in prison and had to pay an 20,000 ringgit Malaysia as the fine. Thirdly, the appeal sentence is the third component. The Court of Appeal dismissed Mrs. Rosita's appeal about her sentence status. Lastly, the charge is the fourth component. Mrs. Rosita has been charged with murder, which is one of serious crimes. That's all for me. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum.
This case happened in 2016 at between 7 am to noon in a house in Selangor, and Rosita has committed an offence that is punishable under Section 326 of the Penal Code. The judgment date is on 12 April 2018. That is mean the judgment made by the court and registered on that day. Rosita had escaped jail sentence after Sessions Court Judge Muhammad Mohsani Mohtar let her off with a good behaviour bond of 5 years with a surety of 20,000 ringgit, which resulted in a public outcry.